Hey there guys, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. It has been a hot minute since I have uploaded on here. I know. I took I think 2 weeks off from filming, and that was just so I could honestly get my life back in order. I started grad school, as I mentioned in my other video, and it has been quite the hectic roller coaster. But since it's been a hot second, I thought I would do a current beauty favorites video for you guys, kind of update you guys on what I've been loving lately. I did have all intentions to film a Sephora haul after my Sephora VIB recommendations video. However, one, I didn't purchase a lot in the sale. Second of all, the timing, I just didn't really have time to film it. So I decided to hold off on that, and I will be doing another one when they do their other sale towards the end of the year. But today we're talking about some of my favorites. These actually are some products that I did buy during the Sephora sale. Some I did, some I didn't. So you will get a nice little preview of what I purchased. But nevertheless, I'm gonna stop rambling because I got a lot of beauty favorites to talk about, and I want to go ahead and get straight into the video. So if you guys are excited to see what my favorites are, then make sure you guys go ahead and give this video a huge thumbs up, subscribe, and make sure you hit that little notification bell so you can stay up to date on all my latest uploads. Okay, where do I want to start? I actually have a couple of skin products that I've really been loving lately that I want to just kind of get out of the way, talk about first. First one is a product that I have not stopped talking about on my Instagram. It is the Glow Recipe Watermelon Glow Pink Juice Moisturizer. If you have oily skin and you like those more water gel based moisturizers, this is a perfect one for you. And I do love the packaging as well. It smells just like watermelon too, and it's also really great if you're wanting that brightening effect. I know a lot of people love the sleeping mask, and that's the purpose of that one. This one has the same exact qualities. You're going to get that brightening effect, but it's also going to really control your oil throughout the day. And since it has that sticky like texture to it, I feel like it really does grip makeup very well as well. So this is a perfect one I would definitely reach for, and it also will sit beautifully on your vanity as well. Another hydrating skincare product I've been loving lately, and I've talked about nonstop on my Instagram as well, is the Summer Fridays Jet Lag Mask. You've heard every single beauty blogger mention this mask because not only is it created by 2 other beauty bloggers, but it really is also an amazing product because you do get a great deal of hydration. You can leave this on for 10 minutes like it says on the bottle, but you also can leave it on overnight underneath makeup as long as you want, and it actually will dissolve into your skin. It says you can wash it off. However, if I am wearing this overnight, I kind of will just not wash my face in the morning. I kind of splash some water on just to get a little bit of the greasy residue off. I actually really love using this for makeup prep underneath the eyes. I will take a little bit on my finger, you don't need a lot, kind of rub it in and then pat it underneath my eyes right before I put on makeup, and then I'll wash it off with some water just to get rid of the oily residue of it. Does a significant job of boosting hydration underneath my eyes, especially if I don't get a lot of sleep. It really kind of wakes you up, and it just kind of smooths out any fine lines where your concealer or your makeup won't look too crepey. Another brightening product that I have been loving lately is the First Aid Beauty Facial Radiance Pads. This is not a new product by any means, but it's new to me, and I really enjoy these pads for a kind of daily exfoliation. But they are pre-soaked pads that have glycolic and lactic acid on them, and you just swipe them over your face after you've cleansed it either in the morning or at night. And they're super gentle. If you are not used to using acids or AHAs on your skin, this is a great way to get introduced to them, and it won't make your skin like burn and be inflamed. They're also alcohol free on top of that, so they won't dry out your skin either. I love using these in the morning after I wash my face and before I put on moisturizer, just for a quick daily exfoliation, and especially at night because you can really see how much kind of residue and pollution and leftover makeup you have left on your skin even after you double cleansed it. Like, it really is kind of mind-blowing to think that you don't get every little thing off. It's a really great way to also tone your skin too, so I highly recommend these, especially if you have sensitive skin and you're kind of afraid of acids. These are a really great one to kind of dip your toes into. This next product actually took me to New York, and that was the first time I got to try it out when I went there. It is the Farmacy Green Clean Makeup Meltaway Cleansing Balm. I am a huge fan of cleansing balms. The Clinique one, that one has been like my favorite one for years now, but I kind of really wanted to get a smaller version just to go to New York, and I found this one at the little checkout aisle in Sephora. I really love this one. It does not burn my eyes whatsoever. The Clinique one can burn my eyes a little bit. I do have very sensitive eyes though. It's also formulated with echinacea, so you will get that protection from free radical damage even though you're using it to wash off your makeup. Every single bit of Farmacy products are formulated with that to help prevent free radical cosmetical damage, but I feel like it does a great job at removing waterproof makeup, waterproof mascara, really stubborn liquid liner, and really stubborn liquid lipsticks, and it doesn't irritate my skin. Once I run out of this little bitty bottle, I will be buying the full size one because I do love it that much, and I think you get a nice bang for your buck with it. I do have one hair care product I quickly want to mention. Since it's kind of like, it was like the end of summer, now transitioning into fall, it still is like super humid here in North Carolina. Like, oh my god, it's ridiculous. I have been curling my hair a lot, and I've also been keeping it in this lower knot just to kind of keep my hair off my neck because it gets super sweaty, and especially with the humidity, my hair's gonna curl anyway, so there's no point in me keeping it straight. And one product I really loved for keeping everything intact and giving that kind of model off-duty look has been the Oribe Dry Texturizing Spray. This is the travel size because my heart and my wallet will not allow me to buy the full-size $44 bottle. I love the travel size version of it just because I don't need to use a lot of it, so I don't feel like I go through a lot of it. But this is hands down, it's been my favorite texturizing spray for a hot minute. Like, I know I love the IGK one, the Way one, the Bumble, but I always kind of go back to this one. Ever since I got introduced to it by Hey Claire, I have loved this one. It gives a nice tussle texture to your hair without making it feel too gritty or too oily. I don't feel like I need to wash my hair like that night. I feel like I can kind of get away with wearing it overnight and kind of wearing more of it the next day in a tousled hair look. And it also really gives you a nice model off-duty look without making your hair too crunchy either. That is what I love about it. It's really, really weightless, it's really effortless, and it's really easy to use. I kind of have two powders that I want to talk about. I know, don't call me crazy, but I've been experimenting, I've been trying different products for you guys, and I have two that I actually really fell in love with and really loved. One of them actually replaced my RCMA no color powder that I notoriously use underneath my eyes to set my makeup because it doesn't give you any flashbacks. Also helps prevent from creasing. It's a really good powder to bake with, but I found one that's even better. It is the Lancome Long Time No Shine Mattifying Loose Setting Powder. This was like not talked about, and I haven't heard really anyone talk about this. It does a great job at not only setting underneath the eyes because it's so finely milled, but I actually think it does a great job at kind of setting your whole face if you like using translucent powders like this one. Now, I will say I don't typically like using loose powders all over my face because I don't find they work, especially with my oily skin, but this one I'm actually pretty impressed with. It does a great job at setting your face and kind of locking in the oil and preventing any shine. I don't particularly use it like that all the time, but I have when testing it out, and I did find that I just prefer it to use underneath my eyes just because I'm much more of a powder foundation or pressed powder fan for my general face. Which brings me into my second powder. It is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Skin Perfecting Micro Powder in the shade Fair. Okay, this powder, it's the tits. Like, it's worth every single hype everyone's ever given it. And let me just say this. I know how much I bitch and complain about the Becca Multitasking Powder and their Skin Perfecting Powder being discontinued. Those are my two holy grail powders. I loved them to death, and then Becca just stabbed me in the heart, honestly, and discontinued them. This powder, I know I said the Sephora Collection powder was very similar to the Becca one, but this one, it's even better. I love the Sephora Collection powder. However, I don't have a perfect match in that powder, and it kind of pains me because it'll just make me look way too darker. I know you guys can probably tell in my videos. This powder, however, oh my god. It gives you the most gentle color in the entire world. Like, it doesn't really transform your foundation too much, but it does give you a little bit of color, and it does a great job at controlling your oil too, and it feels super lightweight. I can apply this with a beauty blender. I can apply this with a brush. It will still feel very weightless. Sephora Collection one doesn't really do that. It really is so finely milled, and I feel like it's perfect for touching up, setting your face. I would not use it underneath the eyes because it is a little bit too thick to use underneath your eyes in comparison to a loose setting powder. So that's the reason I kind of differentiate the two, because this one does a great job at controlling my oil. This one does a great job at setting underneath my eyes. I use them for two different reasons, and I think you guys can see why. So I do have a highlighter that I bought during the Sephora sale, and I'm so excited, and I kind of slept on this one for a while. I didn't really want to believe it was amazing, but it really is amazing. It is the Stila Heaven's Hue Highlighter in the shade Kitten. I have been just utterly obsessed with glossy highlights lately, and I didn't really want to believe these were great because they just have a weird texture to me. They're like that putty texture, and it just feels very, very interesting. I am so disappointed I waited so long because just look at that beaming light right there. Oh my god, you can build these up so much and they will never look too powdery, too glittery. They kind of just melt into the skin and give this very nice glossy effect. Like, you don't see the shine until the light hits it. That's what I love about glossy highlights, and I really want to do a video all on glossy highlights, my favorite ones that I have. So let me know if you guys would want to see that up in the poll. But I really do love this highlight. It's really easy to build up, and I feel like I'm not going to use all of this like anytime soon. And I feel like it's also great too if you like using your fingers. You can easily pat it on with your fingers, with a sponge, whatever your preferences are. It's a really good highlighter to use. I don't want to call it a powder because it's not really a powder, but if you are that glossy fan, this is an amazing one. They do have a couple other shades, but Kitten is a beautiful one because it has that kind of nice warm undertone to it that I think is different from a lot of other glossy highlights that I have that are more cooler tone and more icier. So, another product that I bought during the sale was the Milk Makeup Kush Fiber Brow Gel. I was really interested to try these out when they came out, and I'm so glad I got them when I did because my hair, since I dyed it darker, I've had to use more cooler tone kind of eyebrow products. I've actually switched to using the Benefit Precisely My Brow, which I like, but I didn't feel the need to mention it in this video. Like, I actually stopped using my Boy Brow from Glossier to start using this one. It's very similar to the Hourglass one, so if you do not want to pay that price tag of the Hourglass one, this is a really good one to start using because you're going to get the same amount of fibers, that same texture, really lightweight, doesn't make your brows crunchy, which is why I love it. Only problem is they don't have a huge shade range. I did get the shade Dutch, which is a cool tone brown, and I will say if you have any speck of warmth in your hair, it's going to look really gray tone, really ashy on you, so I would be careful. Kind of swatch them in store. They don't unfortunately have a shade for redheads. They say that you can use the lightest shade on redheads, but I don't really think so. It's kind of indifferent, so I do hope that they do expand their shade range. So, sorry, I'm like losing my voice, so if I sound like a boy going through puberty, that is why. But I do love this one. I have replaced my Glossier Boy Brow with it, and I think the formulation and the wand is very similar. And I really kind of want to do a video comparing all three of them. So let me know about that one too if you would want to see that one as well. So if you've been following me on my Instagram, like I mentioned earlier, I went to New York a couple weekends ago, and I did make a pit stop to the Glossy Showroom, and I picked up a couple new products. And two of the products I really was eager to try out were their lid stars. So these are their liquid eyeshadows, and I picked up the shade Fawn and Cub. I'm actually wearing Fawn on my eyes right now. This is Beyonce's shade, the one she wore to her Grammys a couple of years ago. And I actually really love the formulation of these, specifically these two. I don't find that either of these colors are patchy. They're really easily to build up. And I find that if you wait like just a couple seconds before they dry down, but while they're not as wet and oily, they're really easy to blend out and kind of just blend out that outer edge just to kind of smoke it out a little bit. And then you can easily kind of layer it up and kind of blend it out with your fingers or a brush, whichever you like. But I really love the formulation of these. I don't think that they crease either. If you are kind of afraid of liquid shadows or anything of the like, I definitely would try these out because I don't even feel like I need a primer with these. And I usually always have a primer on my eyelids because they're so oily, but these are really, really nice. They don't budge, they don't go anywhere. However, if you are more into that kind of glossy, lived-in, model chic, runway editorial look, I just use like 5,000 adjectives right then and there. I personally have been utterly obsessed with the Jillian Dempsey lid tints, and I have all the credit to give to the Anna Edit and Into the Gloss for getting me hooked on these babies. Oh my god. Jillian Dempsey is a makeup artist, and she's actually Patrick Dempsey's wife, Mr. McDreamy, and she created these lived-in lid tints that give a more editorial look to the skin. They give you that glossy lid effect, but I will go ahead and warn you, they crease. But that's what they're meant to do. They're meant to give you that glossy lid, worn-in look, kind of like the Model Out the Runway vibe that I'm talking about, that I've just been utterly obsessed with. That is what these are supposed to do. Don't bother setting them. Don't bother putting a primer on with them. They're going to crease, but that's the beauty of them. I had posted a picture using these on my Instagram, and I think that they just give a nice kind of high fashion feel to your look, and it really looks very natural. I had the shade Glisten. I wanted to get this one because it has a shimmer to it, so it's a little bit more forgiving than her more matter shades, but I definitely would check these out, especially if you're into that more natural glossy vibe. These are going to be a hit for you for sure. So recently, Fresh launched a brand new color in their Sugar Lip Balm range, and this is the shade Spiced, and oh my god, it is literally a pumpkin spice lover's dream. It is the most beautiful shade for fall, and I love either applying this straight from the bullet or kind of actually taking the product on my finger and patting it into my lips for a really nice natural lived-in color. It's a really nice warm nude brown, and I think this is beautiful for a lot of different skin tones. But besides the color, the formulation of these are amazing. You get the SPF 15, but they are super hydrating on top of that. These are one of my favorite lip balms, my favorite sheer lip product actually. Like, I love these to death. I have a couple other colors, and I'm so excited to have a nude that's perfect for my skin tone in the collection now. Alrighty guys, so that does it for my current beauty favorites. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments down below what some of your favorite beauty products that you were obsessed with lately. I would love to know and add some things to my shopping list. And while you're at it, make sure you guys go ahead and give this video a huge thumbs up and subscribe for future videos. Also hit that notification bell so you can stay notified for all my latest uploads. I am going to try and get back to uploading twice a week, or at least once a week. So make sure you guys do have the notification bell clicked so you can be notified when I upload them. And that about does it for me today, guys. I hope you're having a wonderful day wherever you are. And if it's not great, I hope it does get better. And I will catch you guys later. Bye-bye.